Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you like this episode, please remember to hit the like button and leave a comment or two, then subscribe and click on the bell to receive notifications of whenever we release new videos. Also, please remember to share them to your social media. The late morning sun warmed the little girl as she played near the deck of her family home. Her parents relaxed nearby and inside, listening to her giggles and chatter as she imagined scenarios the way little girls do. Unbeknownst to the family and their little angel, a dark demon has been prowling the forest shadows near the property boundary. The tiny form of the child must have seemed like easy prey for the hungry bear as it appeared from the bushes. As the little girl played in the dirt, a dark shadow suddenly swept over her form. The bear, now inches from the child, had set its mind on eating her. Welcome back to Scary Bear Attacks. Among the rural suburban fringe of Maple Ridge, British Columbia, near 240 Street and 124 Avenue, black bears have been seen wandering the streets at night and sometimes aggressively encountering people during daytime. This unique territory is defined by dense coastal temperate rainforests merging directly into residential neighborhoods, small agricultural acreages, and backyard greenbelts. Historically, Maple Ridge developed from timber logging and riverfront trade along the Fraser River, eventually evolving into a suburban community where residential homes sit immediately adjacent to heavy wild woods. The climate in this coastal zone is wet and temperate, featuring high annual rainfall, mild summer temperatures, and heavy morning fog rolling off the river valley. The canopy overhead is thick with Douglas fir, western red cedar, and western hemlock. Beneath the trees, the understory thrives with salal, salmonberry, and red huckleberry bushes. Dense thickets of wild blackberry, trailing blackberry, and elderberry line the suburban property edges. This rich habitat supports a thriving wildlife population including black-tailed deer, raccoons, coyotes, bald eagles, and a high density of urban-adjacent black bears. A closer look at the environmental forensics of the Maple Ridge scene highlights the distinct challenge of wildland-urban interfaces. Unsecured residential attractants such as household garbage, outdoor pet food, bird feeders, and domestic fruit trees draw opportunistic black bears out of the deep woods into human yards. In this ecosystem, bears learn to forage alongside residential boundary lines where food is calorie-dense and easy to access. When natural berry crops dry up or bears become habituated to human presence, their natural fear diminishes, increasing the likelihood of predatory or aggressive interactions in suburban backyards. On August 9, 2026, a 3-year-old little girl, who we'll call Jenny, was playing outside on her family's residential backyard deck. She lives with her parents in a residential home bordering the local forest reserve. It is unknown if her family kept personal defense items like firearms inside, but no bear spray was present on the back deck and no dog was noted near her. Right around noontime, Jenny's parents were near her in the yard as she played in the dirt near the backyard deck. Her parents chatted and Jenny played, as they'd done so many times before. There was no way they could expect the horror to unfold in the familiar location of their backyard. The bear was likely a male that had found the woods along the subdivision, an inviting place to search for food, with all the human attractant towns often present. It isn't clear if it heard her laughter and chattering as she played, or it had just happened upon the little girl, but somehow this bear made up its mind to kill and eat her. As Mr. and Mrs. Lakey chatted, a large black shadow burst from the bushes on the far side of the property and pinned Jenny to the ground face down with a single swat. Jenny's father and mother instantly leapt into action. As if they'd rehearsed the scenario before, Mr. Lakey dashed toward the bear and attacked it before it could bite onto Jenny's neck, and her mother scooped the little girl up and dashed inside. With the family having made it safely inside, the bear actually became more aggressive and even bolder. It approached the door a few times and refused to leave when confronted. After repeatedly trying to drive the bear away, Mr. Lakey retrieved his bow and decided to end the standoff by killing the bear. Stepping out of the home onto the deck, Mr. Lakey drew his bow and focused on the bear as his target. He loosed an arrow which lodged in the bear's skull. The big bear got the point after that and dashed back into the woods around the home. Jenny's parents called for medical help and police help to ensure the bear didn't return. First responders arriving at the scene described an extraordinarily tense atmosphere. Word of the bear's aggression and persistent behavior brought Royal Canadian Mounted Police officers armed with long rifles and arrived alongside British Columbia conservation officers. Rescuers noted that while the young child was visibly shaken and bleeding, her parents maintained heroic composure during the emergency handoff to flight paramedics. The bear inflicted multiple non-life-threatening lacerations and puncture wounds to the young girl's neck, head, and upper back. Emergency responders arrived quickly on site, and due to her tender age, British Columbia Emergency Health Services dispatched an air ambulance, out of an abundance of caution, to airlift her directly to British Columbia Children's Hospital in Vancouver for emergency wound care and medical treatment. While officers were still conducting their initial scene investigation, the aggressive black bear repeatedly returned to the yard, showing zero fear of humans or armed officers. Around noon, police officers engaged the returning bear, firing shots to protect public safety. The animal was struck but fled into the heavy timber. Now with an aggressive bear that had been wounded twice, a specialized predator attack response team from the Conservation Officer Service immediately initiated a track and kill operation. They followed the bear's blood trail through the thick brush, while fearing an ambush from the wounded and desperate predator. Eventually, just after noon, they located and killed the bear with a volley of shots that echoed off the houses nearby. Biological assessment confirmed the animal was a mature adult black bear exhibiting predatory behavior with no wild animal carcass or cubs present in the immediate yard. Speaking of cubs, our Cub Tier membership on Patreon, linked below, will give you ad-free early access to our episodes, photos, and notes. And the $3 per month goes a long way in helping me continue to produce true educational and entertaining content like this. British Columbia spans 366,000 square miles and supports an estimated population of 120,000 to 150,000 black bears. That equals roughly one black bear for every 2.5 square miles. Across the province, officers receive over 20,000 bear-related conflict calls annually, though direct physical attacks on humans remains relatively small in number. A tactical survival analysis of this suburban attack shows that the father's rapid physical intervention saved the child's life. Aggressive black bear interactions require immediate physical counter-aggression, rather than passive playing dead. Installing physical barriers on ground-level decks and keeping deterrents like bear spray mounted near home doorways can dramatically reduce response time during sudden suburban encounters. The residential area near 240th Street now serves as a localized reminder of urban bear safety. Neighborhood awareness advisories and increased conservation patrols stand as lasting legacies of this harrowing backyard encounter. After reviewing the facts surrounding this attack, I'm left with a few questions for you. Was this bear's behavior predatory, or simply the normal behavior of a bear habituated to people and their dwellings? How would you react if a large bear entered your backyard while your family was outside? And do you think you would react as bravely as Mr. and Mrs. Leakey did when they confronted the bear? I will gladly read and reply to your thoughts, so post them in the comments section below, and let's talk about it. Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you've enjoyed this episode, please consider clicking on the like button and clicking on the bell icon. We'll help you know when we post our new episodes. Posting our video links to your social media profiles furthers awareness, and it's fun. We slashed our prices in our merch store, linked below, so check out the bargains there while you shop. As a member of our human community, remember to adventure bravely and be careful out there, especially in bear country.